My name is Guy Burkhalter. I was a sergeant in the Oklahoma National Guard. I served for 6 years and deployed once to Afghanistan.
Okay.
I was a teacher at the same time that I was in the military, but being a teacher, once again, is just another form of service to my community. Before I became an instructor here at Kiamichi Tech, I was an automotive technician, and I spent a lot of years working in the automotive industry. After I left the automotive industry, I was looking for something that was a little bit more service-based, and when I was in high school, I was a high school kid. I went to the Kiamichi Technology Center automotive program. That's where I started my career, and there was a need and an opening for an instructor position here. So I took that position, and I continue on teaching students exactly the way I was taught, and hopefully helping students go on with their career. The reason that I joined the military was it's a pretty common reason. That's sort of hard to explain, but it's mostly just for service and duty. I felt compelled to do my part and to serve, not only, and joining the Oklahoma National Guard as opposed to traditional military branches gave me the opportunity to serve not just my country, but also my state and my local community, because of the things we do, locally as well as all over the state of Oklahoma, and then nationally and then internationally. But it was mostly just, like I said, to serve my local community. The toughest adjustment to military life would have been time away from my family. I had to spend a lot of time training or deployed, and wasn't able to spend or be home with my family, my kids. My kids were pretty young while I was in, so I missed quite a bit there. I saw a lot of locations, spent some time in Europe, spent time in Afghanistan, spent time in Louisiana, New Mexico, southern Texas, Kansas, California, Georgia, Florida. Went quite a few places. It opened my eyes a lot to the rest of the world and how different the rest of the world is to America. I don't think a lot of people realize how good we have it here. You go to a third world country and you see people that basically would fight to the death over a bottle of water, and then we come here and we act like some of the really small things that we're worried about. But that was one thing that I had my eyes open to, and probably another would be different communities and the way that they act toward one another. I'm from here in southeastern Oklahoma, and we're generally pretty good to each other, but you go to other communities around the country and you see the way people treat each other, and it's very different. It's very different than what we're used to here. Not always so nice. But those are the two things that really opened my eyes, was how different the rest of the world is compared to here. I would say coming home, one of the hardest adjustments was the lack of camaraderie, the lack of friendship, the lack of always having someone to have your back. In civilian life, you're always, I hate to say it because I am married and I do have kids and I have a family that support me, but it's a different kind of support when you wake up every day and there's someone always next to you, always going through the same thing. You always have someone to help you with the things that you do. So the hardest thing was doing things on my own. I don't have, all of my men that are always helping me to achieve whatever goal I'm reaching toward. Because believe it or not, you know, working in a group is a lot easier than being singular. So that was the hardest thing for me was every time I go to achieve a task, it was always on me instead of having teammates or having my, you know, my fellow soldiers and to always have my back, you know. And that was an odd adjustment. That was an oddly tough adjustment for me. I'd say one of the things that's going to stick with me probably the rest of my life is always doing the best at everything that I do. Before I was in the military, I wouldn't take things seriously sometimes. But now, anything that I do, I push really hard to always do my best at it. And that was just something that was kind of drilled into me while I was in.